Happy Sabbath, everyone. Sabbath is the best day of the week. After a long, hard 6 days of work and toil and doing stuff that we need to do to survive, we have one day of rest, a day that we take to think about God, all that He's done for us. So stay with us as we talk about this week's lesson entitled Sabbath, Experiencing and Living the Character of God. The memory text is taken from Mark 2 verses 27 and 28. And he said to them, "The Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore, the Son of Man is also the Lord of the Sabbath." Sabbath Afternoon. Gail asked Jody to spend the next 6 Friday nights with her. For the next 4 Friday nights, they ate together and shared their Christian experiences. The 5th weekend, Gail suddenly realized that she had grown, learned more of her God, and deepened her faith. It's an interesting story about how we can think of the Sabbath as not just a day of rest, but as a means of education as well. Sunday. Time to be astonished. Creation is too deep for one single account. First, we learn of the powerful artistic creator who has an eye for perfect beauty. Then we meet the God of relationships who wants humanity to love and care for each other. The first Sabbath could not have been a passive experience for Adam and Eve. It was a God-created opportunity for them to focus on their Creator and the created. It was a time for them to be astonished. Monday. Time for rediscovery. When Moses is asked to lead the Israelites out of Egypt, it is clear that the masses have lost their perspective as children of God. The Sabbath was a way God helped the Israelites rediscover their identity and their God. They were asked to obey and keep the Sabbath holy, but this was in the context of developing a deeper understanding of the character of their Creator and about building a lasting relationship of promise. Tuesday. Time for learning priorities. The ups and downs of Israel's experience with God were closely linked to the way they related to the Sabbath. The Sabbath is to be a delight and to be honorable. Sabbath is about delighting in learning the character and purposes of God and then living that character and those purposes in our relations to others. Learning must impact life. Sabbath is time for learning and living priorities. Wednesday. Time for finding balance. Jesus respected and upheld the law of God. Yet Jesus also challenged the religious leadership over their interpretation of the law. By raising questions through his actions, Jesus pushes his disciples, the Jewish leaders, and the crowds to think more deeply about Scripture and about what their faith and their God meant anyway. Sabbath was created as a unique opportunity for people to learn of the character of God. Thursday. A time for community. Jesus modeled for his disciples the practice of weekly attendance at the synagogue. The Seventh-day Adventist Church has a strong history of encouraging testimony and scriptural exposition through both preaching and teaching and sharing. While this needs to be complemented by other learning experiences, it is essential to the educational experience of the Sabbath. Friday. No other institution which was committed to the Jews tended so fully to distinguish them from surrounding nations as did the Sabbath. God designed that its observance should designate them as His worshippers. Then, the Sabbath is a sign of Christ's power to make us holy. As a sign of His sanctifying power, the Sabbath is given to all who, through Christ, become a part of the Israel of God.
Have a happy Sabbath.